What's good, comic fam? Another week of comic books trending up and spiking in the market. And we're here to tell you why and what's going on. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good, Tom, and I want to apologize. I'm wearing a hat. Things are getting out of control with the hair. I can't wait till the barbershop's open, or in your case, the salon.
Dude, I'm doing what I can to keep my dude tame. What do we got at number 10? Comic fam, slap the like button, hit the subscribe button. We make this list every week.
Tom, this list is it's going to blow your mind. It did blow your mind when we were talking about it. You were like, what? Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. So let's get into it.
At the list at number 10, we have George Perez and Peter David Goodness with Hulk Future Imperfect issue number 1. This is a 1 of 2 issue series, and it's a classic story. It's an epic story. Hulk in a dystopian future. All the superheroes are dead, and there's only one person who can stop the maestro, and that is the Hulk. From the past, this issue is seeing spikes for the first time in a while. $25 average sales and over $140 highs at 9.8 after Peter David was announced to be coming back to the title to provide an origin story of this fan favorite tale.
Do you even need me here?
Not yet, Nick. Actually, I'll let the community know we're sending out a copy of Immortal Hulk issue 13 signed by Alex Ross to a lucky member who comments down below and lets us know what they think about the video. This 800% increase in copies sold is exciting because this book is awesome, but perfect to be sent down to Florida at the end of the month. Don't forget, comic fam, May 29th is the last day for you to submit for the private George Perez signing at the CGC headquarters. And Nick, fill him in about number 9.
We got this guy. His name's Boba Fett, right? He's coming to The Mandalorian season 2. He's going to jetpack right into your TV screen. Boba Fett, first appearance in Standard Comics. Now, this is Star Wars number 42.
Major key book. First appearance of Boba Fett in comics, but it's the first appearance of Yoda and Emperor Palpatine?
Yeah, it's like a Star Wars trifecta, okay? This book, on a high average, goes for about 140, and then you're hitting over 600s for a 9.8. This jumped up over 200%.
Yeah, we're hearing rumors that Tamora Morrison is going to reprise his role, but of Boba Fett that we haven't seen alive in 40 years, could he be coming back? Well, we're going to have to wait and see.
Well, I mean, what is it, a clone, right? It might be a clone of Boba Fett. You had Jango Fett in the first Mandalorian. So I thought Boba Fett was in the Sarlacc pit. That's what I thought. He got swallowed up by the ground, by the sand.
Well, maybe they're going to change the canon. I mean, I'll remind you, in Star Wars 81, we actually see pages about how they did this in Marvel Comics. He got spit back out. He survived.
I mean, maybe it's Baby Yoda. Like Boba, Baby Yoda, Boba? I don't know. Tom, just, you know what, go, how about number 8? What do we got at number 8?
Yeah, man, I got to move on to number 8 because I'm busting a gut because I got to tell the community about Batman Sword of Azrael issue number 1. We have the first appearance of Azrael, okay?
This was crazy. I couldn't believe when I saw this. So you got to tell him.
So stoked to talk about this. Okay, so this is what's going on, comic fam. I receive a text because, you know, Nick is overwatching Batwoman. Nick loves Batwoman.
I do?
Yeah, you do. And he says, Tom, I'm so stoked, dude. We're finally going to find out what's in Lucius Fox's journal. And what does it say? Yeah, you did. You did this. This all happened. And the reveal is that, Azrael is coming. All right, we're probably going to see this character introduced into the Arrowverse. But the real funny thing is, aside from this book hitting average sales of $15, we have a new high at 9.8, hitting $72. And that's a modest hike for a common book. Well, it turns out that this journal entry was literally copy and pasted from Wikipedia, citations and all.
Tom, this is off the charts laziness. I mean, they copied the Wikipedia page, they put it into the show, and you know what? We deserve better. We deserve better. Damn it, Tom, we deserve better.
Dude, Azrael, he deserves better. All right, Nick, you got to tell the community about number 7 because there's some key collector speculation that I'm actually pretty excited about.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 32. Now, this is speculation. I was thinking the other day, you know what? We've heard so little about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, the animated show on Disney+. I think a great character for her to go up against would be Princess Fisk as a villain, the Kingpin's daughter. I mean, it makes sense, right? She could go head-to-head with one of the biggest villains in Marvel history. Why not, Tom? Why not? But wait, this is speculation. So remember, nothing is definite. It's just fun.
Her first appearance in this book, average sales hitting $15, 9.8s hitting just above 75. The members of the community saw this and they got excited.
You know what I'm excited about, Tom? Everybody came together, they hit those likes, and now you owe them a Peach Momoko cover.
I know, I screwed up, man. We exceeded 1,000 likes last week, Comic Fam, and yeah.
It's not going to happen?
No, actually, it is going to happen. Peach Momoko saw it. We're doing a headless #1 Scout Comics variant. The Comictom Peach Momoko team-up has officially taken place, and the Comic Fam can reserve their copy by joining and supporting the show by hitting the link in the description or hitting ComicTom101.com.
Peach is on fire!
That's right, man. Just like #6 on the list, we have Scott Snyder, Jock, Goodness, Witches #1.
Witches, Tom. It's witches.
Witches. No. We know it's witches. It's hitting $10 average sales. It's up 600%. But why? This is a book that I thought was in limbo for years until Scott Snyder was interviewed by CBR and mentioned that they are in like the final stages of Undiscovered Country, which I love, by the way. And then at the very last second, he says, oh, and by the way, Witches is still in production too.
Right. He just blurted it out. It's like, witches, too. It's like, nobody asked about witches. We're talking about Undiscovered Country here. He talking about witches. What's going on? So it must be moving along. I mean, there must be, I would think, an announcement coming soon. We don't know for sure.
The Comic Fam agrees, and they're putting their money into this comic book again. Next on the list, Comic Fam, you're going to be surprised to know, just like I was this week, just how much Nick loves his Anne Rice novels.
Well, I don't know about love, but at #5, we have Lestat #1. It's from Innovation. Now, the reason why this made the list is because we're going to have an Anne Rice Game of Thrones style universe of the Mayfair Witches and the Vampire Chronicles. And if you don't know what the Vampire Chronicles is, I can't tell you what you're missing out on, right? This is gothic horror at its finest with a little bit of romance. But look, you have Interview with a Vampire, you have the Vampire Lestat, you got my favorite, Queen of the Damned. And this is gonna blow everybody's minds.
$5 average sales for this comic book, a 700% increase in copies sold after members of the community, just like Nick, got all sorts of stoked after this news dropped this week.
I'm not stoked. I mean, it's cool. It's just whatever.
You know what is cool, Nick? Members going over to Instagram and tagging me at ComicTom101 because I want to see what they're hunting for. And take a look at this. Chris Barron 98 picked up 2 copies of the Old Guard. We also have Funko Hunter 2019 showing off his Peach Momoko goodness at 9.6.
I love it. Follow me at KeyCollectorComics on Instagram. We got Long Box Lapse, and he picked up a New Gods #9. You got that All Widow. We also have Howie K 3D, who got a bunch of stuff, man. Look at this guy.
I see that mimetic in the corner there. Good pick. We also have, let's give a big congratulations to Wassom Comics showing off his hashtag Grail Call, Daredevil #1.
At #4, we got Nova #1. We've heard a lot about Nova ever since Kevin Feige in 2008 said, hey, this guy, he's coming to the Marvel Universe. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, right? He didn't say it like that. Then he said it again in 2009, and he was like, it's a possibility. He's probably coming to the Marvel Universe. But this week, CBR did an article where they were saying, hey, we got a scooper, a good source told us that Nova's coming. So it moved the needle on this book.
I don't know about this, Nick. I mean, we've been hearing rumors for years about this. It's going to be quite a long time until something plays out. But members of the community have pushed this up. $150 average sales, $1,000 for a 9.8.
It's got an 86% increase in copies sold. But you know what? It could be Richard Rider, Nova, the first. It could be Sam Alexander from Marvel Point One. It could be Frankie Ray, the female Nova. We don't know.
Anything Nova would be so dope to see on screen. It would be mind-blowing. Just like #3 on the list, Comic Fam, we don't even have a comic book that we're going to put here. We have Marvel Previews, issue number 95.
Tom, you were genuinely freaking out when I told you about this.
Let the comments come in, but I'll remind you, Comic Fam, that this is the historical record in what happened this last week. We're here to report a $2,100 sale of a 9.8 of a catalog that came out 3 months prior to Ultimate Fallout #4, the first appearance of Miles Morales. Now, this catalog features Miles on the cover, making it his first appearance in comic form. It was going for $20, $30, and then now, exceeding 2,000, they're being listed for $250 raw, Nick.
What? What? I can't. That was you. You were like, what?
That's literally
Ben,
what I was doing.
Shout out to Ben for actually verifying this. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is some kind of scam. But Ben reached out to me on Instagram and he goes, did you see? I sold it. That's on your list. I sold it. So congratulations, Ben.
He got the money. This happened, and people are hunting for this book. It's just another reminder that real first appearances matter to collectors.
Number 2, we got Sweet Tooth. And look, we did a key issue alert. I don't know, what was it? Maybe 6 months ago. And then we did it, told you again, Robert Downey Jr. producing Sweet Tooth, the story about a boy that's half deer and the troubles that he faces. This book, finally, this week, it was like confirmed, right?
It's another win, Nick, but this is a major win because when we were reporting on this a little over a month ago, we were talking about average sales hitting $20.
Tom, can you believe this is going for $120 now? Can you believe it?
How many years of Key Collector could you purchase with that kind of gains?
5.
That's right. And you can also use code TOM101 to unlock a 1 free week subscription of the best comic book app that exists on the market, and you help support the show while you are improving your comic book collecting.
Key Collector Comics. Download it. It's free. Use that code. Tom, we got to get out of here, right? We got to get to number 1.
Dude, I'm so stoked to talk about Joe Hill and Stephen King comic goodness. Didn't even know this was a thing.
It is a thing. You have the master of horror, right? Stephen King and his heir. And they collaborated on this book that tells the story about these bikers who are getting hunted down by this big rig driver, and it's coming to HBO Max.
What a team up, father and son. Joe Hill, who is now killing it in comics, and a book from 2012 that he did is now spiking. Yeah, $18 average sales.
There has been a run on these books. I mean, we're talking about almost 70 listings that have been purchased of this property just because, I mean, it's cool. It's just cool.
You know what? There is a variant copy that features both Stephen King and Joe Hill on the cover. And you know what? I couldn't even find a copy of it online. This thing's got to be scarce.
I want that.
I want that too. It may be the best Stephen King cover there is. Comic fam, slap the like button. We need your support now more than ever if you found any value to this list. And then, as always,
I gotta think of like a creative way to say this geek responsibly, because I never really, it's like geek responsibly.
No, we're going to use that. Enough said. Ooh, big shout out to Rendon Carlos. Thanks for commenting and entered you to win this Scout Comics Wretches #1.
Good job. And we also want to say good job to Dinesh Vijayne.
That's right. You won this Oblivion song #1. We have other videos for you to check out, Comic Fam.
Check them out.
Check them out. Right, Nick?
Yeah, check them out.
Please do.